So this is a 2017 Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country Edition. This is a really gorgeous color. This red color is really nice and deep, and I appreciate how it looks. As you can see, this truck has LEDs all around. It's really interesting how they do this cool LED pattern on these back lights. This truck also has rear parking sensors on it. It does have a very nice slow opening tailgate. And for $60,000, this is one of the few trucks you'll see that has a spray-in bed liner, as well as these nice convenient tie-down hooks right here. I know this is going to sound really picky, but one thing I really like about this is how quiet it is when you close the tailgate. Listen to this. That's it. Barely hear it. You just hear the latches kick in, and that's all. This truck has the fixed running boards. They're not the retractable running boards. I know you can get those as an option on the Denali pickup truck. I prefer this style. I know a lot of people like the retractable ones. In some cases, they provide you a little bit lower step in. On the case of General Motors trucks, they simply fold outward as opposed to dropping down. And I like this style simply because they're always extended. You don't have to worry about if they're going to hit you, if they're going to get in the way of anything, or if they're going to brake on you. So this truck has full LED headlights. So not only are your strips right here LED, the turn signal's LED, which when the turn signal is activated, it actually turns off this strip momentarily, and the headlight projector itself is also LED. Your fog lights on this truck will also be LED, which is really nice. So just like the Ford, everything on this truck is LED now. So I really like the way the front end looks on these Chevy trucks. So moving on to the interior of this truck, you'll see where it has a nice wood grain trimming here. All your memory seat functions here. The button placement on this truck I think is superior to the Ford F-150, mainly because I'm not a big fan of where they place some buttons in kind of awkward positions on the Ford. So I really like the layout of the buttons right here. What I'm not a big fan of is the trailer brake control right here. I feel that on all trucks it should be on this side. I'm left-handed and I still prefer that it would be on this side, somewhere in the lower portion of the center right here. This is also where your two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive selector is. This truck does have an auto-locking rear differential, so you can actually have it automatically lock the rear differential if it detects slippage. I really like the brown interior on this truck. Nice high country embroidery. This does have the wireless charger in the center, so if you have a smartphone that accepts wireless charging, you just drop it right here in the center and it will charge the phone. It is a capacitive touchscreen display up here, so you just barely have to really press anything for it to make a selection or switch, unlike on the older versions where you really had to press the screen hard. Now this does have heated seats, but it's ventilated seats as well. So it's not a cooled seat system, but it does take cab air and ventilate it through the actual seat cushions. You can adjust the height of the pedal, traction control, rear cargo light, parking assist, and lane departure. This truck has dual glove boxes, one down here, a much larger one, and then you have one up here that's kind of a pocket in case you have pens or phones or chargers or things like that. And here's your home link controls as well as your sunroof and your dome light. Now we're entering into the rear seat compartment of this specific truck. As you can see, the same brown leather interior. Still lacking rear AC vents. Hopefully they put that in the next generation of this truck. It does have under-seat vents right down here, which will funnel some air conditioning to the back as well as heating. Center armrest. I do wish they had a taller headrest back here, a more supportive headrest. This is a real small one. It does go up slightly. And even a center one right here, because if you have a passenger or somebody in the center, you definitely want something for them to sit their head up against as well. Now this truck does have the cargo bins under the seat, so when you lift the seat up, you have this really nice storage area under here. And these cargo bins can be removed with just a few hex screws. And once you actually pull these out, it gives you a relatively flat surface back here. You do have a little bit of a transmission hump right here, but it's not much of one. So if you're going to be hauling a kennel or anything flat, a big box, you're still going to get a tremendous amount of room if you remove this or just storage under the seat if you want to keep it in here. This is a fully boxed frame. It is a wax coated frame, 2.5 inch wide leaf springs. So this truck has a 3:23 rear axle ratio. And has a 7,200 pound gross vehicle weight rating. So something interesting to note about the fully boxed frame, I'm actually right back of the rear axle right here, as you can see. And there's still a little bit of truck here, but the frame itself ends right about here, and the boxed section of the frame ends right about here. This is where I'm going to take my measurement from. So as you can see from back here, the rear measurement of the thickness of the frame is 0.113 inches. So if you're looking under the rear fender here and you look at the frame, right past this point here, it's actually not boxed anymore, and you can kind of see that through the back. So the boxing section ends right after this cross member. I don't think that that would have much impact on anything, but it's just good to know. Here's the frame of the truck. And here is the 6.2 liter Ecotex V8 engine, 376 cubic inch. And as you can tell, it is an exceptionally quiet engine. Easily have a conversation at, room volume talking level over this thing. It is really, really quiet, and I'm very impressed by that. Also, this aluminum hood, because a lot of people aren't aware, but GM actually uses aluminum in the hoods of a lot of their vehicles, weighs almost nothing. I mean, it literally is incredibly light. And I forgot to show you the spot mirror that's now on these trucks. It's very nice. I really want to thank AutoNation Chevrolet in Corpus Christi, Texas for allowing me to do this review on their truck. Every time I need to review a vehicle, they're more than willing to let me take the vehicle out, do all the reviewing I need to do, and give you a completely fair and unbiased review of what I think. If you like my reviews, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.